This is the Be Better Show. I am Dr. Catrice Brooks, and today we're having a special panel with the other members of the Ultimate Me Weekend that we're hosting August 10th through the 13th. So tonight we have on Dr. Anitra LeBranch, who is a PsyD. She is the owner of the Inferno Bar and Dance Studio. We also have on Coach Valencia King, who is the owner of Red Alert Fitness, a gym that I'm a member of. We kind of told some of our backstory of how we all came together, but in short, we're all kind of members of the same fitness community for different reasons.
Now, being a fitness coach started when I got serious about my weight loss journey in 2016. I went to a gym and entered a challenge, which is actually where I also met Dr. Nietzsche. And in that challenge, I lost the weight. And throughout going to class, the owner kept pulling me to the front of the class, saying, "You could teach, you could teach, you could teach." And eventually, under her mentorship, Ashanti Johnson, another one of my mentors, was Michelle Litcomb, one of the best fitness instructors in Chicago. Shout out to her. Um, Under the mentorship, I became a fitness instructor. And COVID is what birthed Red Alert Fitness as a virtual gym. We could not see each other. And it was like, what are we
Absolutely.
going to do? So that is
That,
how we got here.
that's amazing. It's amazing, one, how kind of God shows up and also shows you your gifts as well. Like you were just in class doing your thing and it got pulled from you, like, all right, Coach V, this is yours, right? Like this is your gift. It was clear as day, and then you got put on with it, and then COVID happened, and it just really fermented, this virtual gym, and now everything is virtual, and it is. Of
Yeah.
course, we'll do a virtual gym, but when you were doing it, it was a novel idea, a novel thing to do, to step out on faith and do something like that.
Yeah. And I've
Yeah,
always been a part of virtual gyms. So that didn't start with COVID. I don't
yeah.
know who knows Beachbody and Shanti and
Hmm.
Hip Hop Abs. That was the first virtual gym I was ever a part of. And
Oh, wow.
so, yeah, so they offer you the ability to be a virtual coach. So, a lot of things working to birth Red Alert.
We all got here at different parts of the journey, but God works together for the greater good, and here we are, along the different pieces. So Coach V, when we came on live, when we started broadcasting, Coach V was mentioning how she brings her mental health background as well as just her life and her experience to her company, Red Alert Fitness, and how we both started cheering together, and that was kind of the opening to her fitness journey. I also want to add on to that. For me, it was also the same. I didn't realize at the time, but cheerleading was very much a sport that I was drawn to, probably because of my history of trauma, but it was so hard and hardcore and regimented, and it provided me so much of what I needed in my life. And that's also, I think, where I made the connection of body and mind. If I'm kind of disciplined in this branch of my life, it kind of helps bring clarity and meaning to the rest of my life that is chaotic for me and Valencia. I know high school was very, very difficult socially for both of us, not academically. That's never the problem, but socially was a lot. Valencia went through more than me, but it was a lot for both of us. And so this physical activity that we did, I mean, we worked really hard in cheer, and we had another great mentor, Miss Artrice Jackson. Shout out Miss Jackson. Hi, Miss Jackson. Also hashtag replay if you're watching this later. But she was an amazing mentor for both of us. And again, incorporating at the center kind of fitness, but like sisterhood and all of the things. This is so much of who I am. So
Yes.
yeah, and
I,
again, I want to. Anitra.
no, I was just so you all were talking about cheering, and cheering is such an encouraging. It's like if you're feeling down, it's you're like, yes, let's go. You can do this. So it's important to have that team, that
Absolutely,
group of women that's there to cheer you
absolutely.
on. And that I think that's what this weekend is going to be about.
That's
It's
that's
just
exactly what it
being
is.
all together and cheering each other on, encouraging each other, and supporting each other. Um,
Absolutely,
that's so good to hear. I
absolutely.
didn't know you all met through cheerleading.
Yes, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think it actually set the template as well for
Uh huh.
how we interact with other people with
Yeah.
fitness, right? Because it was a team sport, and so it was very team minded. We were all kind of a unit. That's why I love group classes. I love that. I realize I love to like work out in sync with other people. It like creates kind of like harmony and
Yes.
community. Literally, I mean, we're physically kind of creating that community, and the people that we cheer with, like they're our cheer sisters, like they're my forever friends. It's just it's similar to like military and other stuff, right? Like when you even just fitness challenges, this is why you get so close to people in the gym you're with, right? When you go through this difficult
Yes.
journey together, it really like bonds and links you.
Yes.
And with cheer, it
Yeah.
was like we were a group, and we competed. So like this, and you guys did that with your gym too, right? When you were in a gym together, and we've recently Red Alert and
Yeah.
Inferno Fitness had a challenge, right, where we were
Oh yeah.
also together and competing, but trying to achieve
Uh-huh.
more through that.
It fired up
Yeah.
a lot of stuff.
Absolutely, right? Like,
Yeah.
together, what is it? If you want to go long, go alone, or if you want to go far, go together. I'm saying that wrong, but
Uh-huh.
like
Um,
together, right? Like we fly
Yeah.
together. So
yeah. I don't
about it.
think people understand the importance of having shared goals in a community and achieving
I'm
those.
100%, a hundred
Especially when it
percent.
comes to wellness and fitness. I think a lot
Yeah.
of times people try to set fitness and wellness goals in a silo, and they look to who's ever next to them to support them, but that might not be their goal.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of what Red Alert is creating a community where we have the shared goal to prioritize our health and our wellness and fitness and try to figure out how to have fun. So it's just so God ordained and universe ordained that this group of women came together, because I
Yeah.
met each of you guys in spaces where women are supporting women for the journey of us prioritizing ourselves and wellness.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely. So there's 2 points that I want to point out. When we do challenges and Red Alert, Coach V, she's not a bragger, so she's not going to mention it, but like she does such a good job of incorporating kind of thought fallacies and barriers that she knows that we're going to like hit. So again, doing things in community and making sure that we're checking in, or like, hey, I know you guys are slipping up, or this is, with this current challenge, you said that every week the points reset because people get discouraged, right? But like using these like little tweaks that we know really help with goals, like psychologically wise, like setting and like actually achieving our goals. So like actually incorporating that into the challenges, into what we're doing this weekend, right? Instead of just like winging it and like, oh, we're
Yeah.
just gonna throw something together and get it. No, this is like very thought out and planned and executed, similar to what you already do. Also, the darn it, I'm gonna lose it. I lost it. It's gone. It's gone. But you know what? You mentioned how you met us in different spaces. So I wanted to segue into the weekend itself and why we came together, why and how we came together, and what we're doing. So V, you actually are the common spoke between all of the other members of the
yeah.
retreat. So if you could, tell, I guess, a little story of how we came together, and then I'll kind of tell my piece of why I wanted to be in it, and then Dr. LaBranche as well. And Dr. or Sharika House just joined us, so I'm going to add her to the feed as well. So Sharika House, you are going to be coming on, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, how you
Good evening,
doing?
everyone. Good
Rika.
Good
evening.
evening. Good
Red lipstick
evening.
gang, red lipstick gang.
Yes, different. I should put it on. So, hey, Sharika. So, we are just starting talking about the retreat itself and how we all actually met, and why we came together to make this retreat. So, I was mentioning that Valencia is the common thread that connects the four of us.
So let
Absolutely.
me say this first, because we'll learn this if you guys come to the retreat. It's going to be awesome. We're going to learn about a technique called vision mapping and letting it be a guide in your life to achieving your ultimate vision. So the idea of the retreat came by way of my 2021 vision map. I said, I host a lot of events, so does everybody,
Mm-hmm.
but specifically wellness and fitness events monthly. And I said, I want to do a wellness retreat. 2021, didn't do it. 2022, put it back on that calendar. 2023, I started teaching at Anitra Studio, which also was a fluke. I wish we had time to talk about how that came to be. But
Look at God.
yeah, I
Right.
said that in 2023, I want to do a retreat. And it just so happens that Catrice moved back to Chicago. I started teaching at Anitra Studio, and I went to Sharika's, one of her events, as
Oh
a
my,
part of my own
Yeah.
wellness. So I promise that's how the timing happened. That idea was just in my heart, and I just started talking to women that I was around that kind of align with the goals of the retreat and that live the lifestyle. That's so important to me. If you're not taking care of your wellness and you're not passionate about it, I didn't want you to be like involved, because there were so many women. We're in a big network of fitness instructors, wellness instructors. I'm a social worker, so I know a lot of social workers, but it was very important to me to choose women that model the lifestyle. So that is how the idea was birthed. And then if you guys want to talk about like why you said yes, I guess that's the next part of it.
Trev, what about you? So we were at your studios coming all the
look,
time.
I believe in spreading fires and starting fires and spreading fires. And I couldn't say no to V. Like, she came in, it was just like a whoosh. Stuff happened that brought her this way. And I'm like, I'm open to all ideas and everything. I'm just a big ass ball of fire. So I'm like, this sounds so good. It's right up the alley of, like, we call it flaming each other's, or fanning each other's flames. So if you got something, let's do it. Let's push it through. And it just aligned really well. So it's
Yeah.
perfect.
And what about you, Miss Sharika?
That's why I said yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
definitely in alignment with exactly everyone else is saying. And so definitely when Coach V approached me, I said for sure is in direct alignment for what I promote through my own services, which is connection, collaboration, community, and talking about total wellness. And so when we think of wellness, sometimes it's just like, oh, we need a spa day. And it's like it's so much more to wellness than just a spa day. And so that's why a lot of our topics are tailored to decluttering things in your environment, decluttering relationships and your home life. Focus in on the fitness piece as well. Spirituality is also built in there. And so we are totally focused on whole body, whole person. We want to address that in a fun way. And so definitely that's why I am fully committed to this, and I'm looking forward to just connecting, collaborating, and supporting other women that are a part of the journey here.
Absolutely. And me, I'm all tied up. Like V, I've been wanting to do a retreat for a long time. It's been a part of my vision. It's I feel like a calling God has on my life, like to meet in small groups and make magic in small, in real time. And so it's been something I've certainly wanted to do. It was on my vision board, I think the year before, even, the space. And then Valencia, because she's amazing, she was hosting a 2023 vision mapping group project. It was at a Mexican restaurant with tacos and tequila. And I had that I wanted to do a retreat, and she mentioned it. And I'm just like, that sounds like, this seems like alignment, right? This is something I've always wanted to do. And V is such like a starter and a doer that, like, if she puts her mind behind something, it's going to happen. So it really seemed natural. It's something that I also mentioned doing with my other friend, who we're going to do a memorandum, but retreats and retreat space for women and healing in that space. Or I won't say healing, because V says that means that you need to heal from something, but like restoring, pouring into our cup, like is something that I do personally all the time. Like, I was at Sharika House's event as well, which was amazing. But it's part of, I have my own personal growth journey. So this putting on a retreat seemed like that would actually help me grow even more. That seemed like, God is saying more, right? Like, attending them is one thing, but, putting it on and serving other people in that way and bringing my gifts, it seemed a calling. So I'm super excited as well.
Yeah.
Yay! So
Absolutely.
what I'm going to do actually is play a clip so you get kind of a visual of what's going on, and then we'll kind of break down what to expect at the retreat itself. Okay. So if
Oh, I
somebody,
can provide a little
the
narration.
narration,
Yeah. So the event is at one of my favorite hotels, the Radisson Aqua Blue. If you've ever been there, it's like a resort inside of Chicago. So it's literally going to be us feeling like we're on vacation, but still in the city. I'm biased. I think Chicago is one of the best cities in the world. But if you know Chicago summers, you know what this weekend is about. We got the fun built in, we got the rooftop pool. We're going to do fitness classes up there. We're going to have themed pool events. The fitness center is freaking amazing. You see the basketball court, the equipment, so much equipment. There's studio space, there's a garden. We're going to be right off the lake. So people are free to work out indoors, outdoors, alone. We're going to do group classes. We're going to do nature walks. This is our release event that Red Alert did. We're going to do a release event. There's a bar on site, of course, and great food. It's actually a starred restaurant. The hotel is beautiful. We're going to have game nights. Of course, we're going to have our signature drink there. So there'll be free alcohol, but there's a bar. And of course, it's always BYOB. So this is on top of the wellness workshops and the education we're trying to provide. You're also
Absolutely.
going to have all the fun, and the location is going to be amazing. You might just not want to come to any of the classes. You might just want to come to all the parties. We don't care. Whatever the weekend is supposed to look like for you to have your me weekend, it's for you. So we're going to have the education. We're going to have the classes. And I know we're going to get a little bit into the itinerary. We're going to have the workshops that are meant to address the spiritual, the emotional, the mental stuff. And then we're going to have the networking events for the connection and the support, hoping that you take away from this weekend a new community, new friends, new network, new strategies. I'll never forget what Sharika said at her last event that I was at, where she talked about the plight and the struggles of being a high achieving woman, which I can honestly say all four of us are very high achieving. And a lot of the women I gravitate towards are high achieving. We want to be the best at what we do. I spend a lot of time working. I ain't gonna speak for y'all. working, and taking care of other people. And sometimes our stuff falls down the totem pole of priority. So this weekend is gonna be all about you being at the top. So do whatever you gotta do with the babysitter, with the hubby, with the girlfriend, with work, and this is all about you and what makes you happy that weekend. So thanks for showing the clip, Catrice, so people can see where we're gonna be.
Yeah, it looks so popping, and you and all the parties that you throw and go to, like you are the party person. You make, you are a good time. We are going to have a good time. I want you guys to know that it's going to be a blast, and I think something that we also all really really wanted to do, which I don't necessarily always see at retreats, is to have balance. So, like you mentioned with the education, and we're going to have amazing lectures, but then we also planned a lot of recharging activities, a lot of release dance activities, and a lot of things to have the other side of putting into ourselves is the also the relaxing and the networking and community. So
Yeah.
it looks like a litty time. Like it looked like a bunch of fun. Seeing the videos, like, oh, I want to go there too. I want to be with them. They're fun, which is we're a good time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But also what Coach V said here is that it's like, yes, it's a full weekend, a full itinerary, but the best part about it is that you're not obligated to partake in every single thing. This is your weekend to personalize it to yourself. So if you decide to say, you know what, I'm gonna skip networking, hour at this point, and I'm gonna go take a nap. It's no judgment. It is a completely like personalized weekend. We are all there together, but you make it fit for what you need it to be this weekend. So if you need to just rest, or if you just need to hear some of the lecture points, or if you want to just do the party, completely up to you. No pressure to partake in anything, but definitely, we would love to see you at, some of the things. But if you choose not to, it's completely okay. No judgment.
Yes.
That is so funny
What,
you
it's
said
what
that,
self-care
Sharika.
looks like for you.
Yep.
What self-care looks like for you.
Patrice and I went to a wellness retreat, and I did just that. I didn't go to any of the workshops, and a lot of people kept finding me near the pool, like intoxicated, like judging me. Or I would go to the parties, and they would be like, "Well, where were you?" I'm like, this was my retreat to do it my way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
chose what from the menu I felt like would align with what I wanted. And so that is what we all set out to do when we came together to brainstorm, is offer a menu and different categories,
Yes.
different types of workshops. And you build your little retreat meal each day,
Exactly.
whatever you want to
Yep.
do.
Oh, that's so good.
Yep.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
Building the
Very,
meal
very
so you
good.
can feed yourself, feed your
Absolutely.
soul that weekend.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm very lecture heavy, so I like lectures and little networking, but I'll be there. I'll be outside a little bit.
Should we talk about them next?
Yeah, that's actually what we're gonna do. The itinerary or the events. Yes.
I was talking about my specific workshop.
Oh yeah, if you want to if you want to dive into the workshop, sure.
Yeah. Yes. Well, quick little, because I can't give it away because they gotta come. But the
Yeah.
workshop I will be doing, which is fairly early in the retreat, is called Move, Move, Move. Shout out to Beyonce, because if you're familiar with her album,
I love
that's where
it.
that title came from. And it is fitness as a lifestyle and a self-care strategy. Fitness is one of those trendy things. People tend to like, spin is the new thing, you know. Pole
Mhm.
dancing was the new thing for a while. People were running
Yes.
marathons for a while. This diet was in. Like, it gets real trendy. So my workshop is going to be about finding the fun in it and what works for you. Because at the end of the day, this sedentary comorbidity is a thing. People are literally dying because they're not moving enough. So to be
Absolutely.
active doesn't mean you got to go to fitness classes. It doesn't mean you got to
Mhm.
spin, spin, spin. Oh, it's okay. We can still hear you.
There it is. I'm like, oh
So
no.
the workshop I'm going to be leading is about finding the fun in fitness, which if anybody knows Red Alert, we don't diet, we don't not drink. Partying and supporting each other is a part of the brand in the community. So strategies to find the fun, strategies to find balance, and then strategies to make it a priority in your life, among the other things. That's what the workshop is going to be about. And I'm going to teach people how to vision map because I believe in it.
I love it. I love it.
Now I can put my notes down and be more natural when we discuss it. Because I was like, that's the only thing I had
Right,
notes
I gotta get
on.
it out. Right, like I gotta get it. I can do next, or unless we're going like in order. So my talk is on living your best life. So it's also tools of the 6 metrics of lifestyle medicine. So the importance and the scientific importance of why we should eat a healthy diet, trying to get fruits and vegetables, but like we said, not necessarily dieting, but really making it a lifestyle. So incorporating fruits and vegetables in your life, incorporating movement in your life on a regular basis, incorporating community in your life, incorporating minimizing vices as much as we can, and stress reduction. So it's about like finding these like key habits within all of them that you guys walk away with like actionable goals and things to do to optimize each of these metrics. And I think if you keep your eye on the ball of all of that, of eating right and getting sleep and exercising, if you keep your eye on all these 6 core metrics, then you tend to have a healthy, balanced life. You tend to feel kind of fulfilled and contented. So this is kind of, for me, the keys to living your best life. And sometimes I falter in it and I have barriers. So I'll talk about how to overcome some of those barriers as well. But I really plan on it being kind of this actionable guide that you can take these keys to improve your life in these 6 key metrics. I'm going to dial that down to 1 hour because I could talk about it forever, and I could talk about each of those things forever. But again, it's going to be keys, kernels, in each one that you'll take away.
Yeah. And we're there with them all weekend. So, I mean,
Exactly. Literally, it's like one-on-one time with me and with these experts all weekend. And that's the beauty about these retreats, is like the conversations that happen in the bathroom, right? My coach, my entrepreneur coach, my physician entrepreneur coach would say like the magic is everywhere. So when we're there together, even conversations that we're having at tables, at lunches, those are magical conversations. Those are networking and pouring into each other and inspiring each other. So, the space, like I'm so excited to just create this space with
yeah. And I
everybody.
love hearing you speak. That is one of the things I look forward to. I've heard
You
you
too.
speak a couple times. I've seen you on YouTube. So
Oh, thank you,
just want to point
Grace.
out that
Yeah.
these hosts are not somebody off the street. Nobody went and got like a life coaching certificate online. You're getting very cheap time, may I say, because I know sometimes people look
Absolutely.
at the price with experts in
100%.
the field. Like these
Mhm.
are people hired to speak, and we're giving
Doing the
you
work in the
a
field.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Yes.
given a whole
Absolutely.
weekend of this expertise and this connection. So
20, yeah.
just throwing that out there before the next person explains their
Yeah.
workshop, what you're getting.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think everything is so tied in together. If people have not picked up on that right now, like all of our workshops really are tied in together. I'll be talking about decluttering and what does that mean as it relates to trying to build a life of success for you and helping individuals to define success for themselves, perhaps set some realistic goals for themselves, and also try to eliminate or reduce the things that serves as a barrier around us. So we think of decluttering, we think of just our environment, but like I shared earlier, it's more than that. It's others' expectations of us. It's childhood trauma, perhaps that serve as a barrier to our success. It is self-limiting thoughts that serves as a barrier, and so we're working through some of those things to shift our mindset to really improve our level of success for whatever we choose that to be. If that is starting a business, if that is weight loss and fitness, if that is, financial goals, whatever it may look like for you, we need to shed some of that dead weight so we can improve our lifestyle and well-being all
Yeah.
around.
Mm.
Oh, I love that so much. I know this is also true for V, again, my BFF. As part of getting my life together, cleaning on a regular basis, having these weekly resets, decluttering,
Yes.
clearing my wardrobe, these are all like instrumental in my well being. And when I see that my place is a mess, that's a sign that my internal world is a mess. And then me getting this together, decluttering and removing these things from my life and making a space for everything and, valuing what I have helps me move on. It helps me put the pieces together. So I'm so excited about this
Yes.
workshop because your physical space is so, so, so important to your internal space.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm just listening to all of this, getting excited, and actually I'm feeling a little hot inside.
Right? This God
Because I'm
energy.
just thinking
Yes.
about
Okay.
so mine is like my session is my strip session that I've condensed in one hour, y'all. Are we doing 1 hour?
That session. You have another exercise one, but yes, that one.
So it's gonna be stripped. And I was just listening to the decluttering and releasing, and that's what my session is gonna be about: is releasing all of the stuff that's in your mind internally that's telling you maybe something negative about yourself that you see in the mirror or something, but releasing all of that and just being you in that moment and tapping into a soft, sensual part of yourself and expressing it through movement and dance. That soft,
Yes.
sensual, but strong part of yourself. It can be both. I know a lot of times people say, I don't want to be strong. You can be both. You can be strong, vulnerable, and all of that in one. And nothing is wrong with it. You're perfectly you and perfectly fine.
Yes.
But how to release all of that stuff that's in us through movement. Movement is medicine, y'all. It is. We're gonna get
Yes.
100%.
sexy. We're gonna get on the floor.
100%.
We are gonna roll somebody's body rolling and all that stuff. Hair flipping, maybe walking in heels, strutting into the room. That's what to expect in my session.
Yeah.
Maybe
Love
taking
it.
off
I
some
love it.
stuff. I don't know. That might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Literally and
gonna
Just be
be
figuratively.
yourself. Yep. I
gonna be
love
a
it.
vulnerable space for me. Because
Yeah.
I think childhood trauma, right? We keep talking about it and just growing
Mhm.
up. I am naturally strong, and that is my defense mechanism to harden and become strong.
Mhm.
And in the world of dating, which later in the night, these type of conversations might happen with the single women. I have started practicing to be softer and practicing to be more sensual. So, like, that's going to be a really good workshop for me personally. And
Mhm.
I've gone to similar experiences with one of the other fitness instructors in my network, Jay Bliss. Jacayla,
Yes, yeah.
and she's experienced my awkwardness. Anitra, you have too. I've come to a
Yeah,
couple of your
I remember.
classes and see just how uncomfortable it is for me to be in that space of sensuality and, really accepting my sexiness. So it's like
Yeah.
no matter where you are, there's always work to do to, improve yourself mentally and emotionally. And that is
Yeah.
something, one of my personal goals for 2023. So it's so many things we're offering on the menu. And that was particularly for me, even as a host, being in that space around other women, because it's going to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, definitely. And just kind of that disclaimer, it's like you don't need to be a certain shape or size. We're all
Absolutely.
different shapes and size here, and we
Right.
can all still show up as our authentic selves and not
Mhm.
feel any type of way that you can't do it because someone else, is into fitness or they're a dancer. It's like, nope, just show up as your authentic self and just do what is, satisfying to yourself here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Super excited for everything. And like you said, the room for improvement, that's my whole shish, which is why it's the Be Better show. It's like just, finding ways that we can just improve and, you know,
Yeah. If you're not growing,
yeah,
you're
for
stuck.
yourself.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely, and you're
Yeah.
dying,
Yeah.
right? If you're not growing, you are stuck
Uh-huh.
and you are dying. Everything is always in
Yeah.
change and flux. So when we put this retreat together, we had the objectives are the relax, the release, the restore, and the recharge. And as you see, like we each talk about our sessions, and there's at least one large theme, but often, we're incorporating all of them into the session, but that was definitely our focus to do all of that, and I'm super super excited to do it. So finally, I guess I want to talk about the actual retreat, and the events. It is jam packed. It's 4 days of jam packed events. Valencia knows them all the best because she had to put in the last run of it. On day one, we're all going to meet at the hotel and check in, and that is the night of our red and gold poolside social. So we have actually multiple pool parties planned. So that's just the first one.
And
And
make sure y'all show out for that red and gold one. We got a photographer on site. Of
oh,
course, not gonna
really?
take pictures of you if you don't want them. But if you have been
Oh, I want them.
work grinding all winter, this is your chance. If you want to get in front of that photographer, yeah. So just throwing that out there. I just confirmed with him that he's gonna be available.
That is awesome. I'm so excited to also take the pictures. That's another thing too, like recording these moments. We've talked personally how when I didn't like the way that I looked, there are just actually just holes in my life where I didn't take any photos because I was
Mhm.
literally depressed and not showing up on camera. So I love that one, you guys are in the fitness space and you have these challenges of one, just having people accept who they are, not just
Mhm.
like necessarily looking good in the pictures, but showing up in the pictures. First of all, just showing up and not hiding, but
Yeah.
then encouraging yourself along the way to try to be the best version of yourself that you can be, and showing up as that person every day, and documenting it, because then we take these pictures and when we take them you feel a mess, and then you look back at it 3 years later like, look at me,
Yeah.
Yep.
and that literally always happens. So
Uh-huh.
being present in your life and not disappearing from it, because that's me. So that was the promo for the Bread and Gold poolside social. I'm super excited about that. And then we're gonna also have a welcome bonfire and cocktail hour. So that's just the first night. Like it's litty already. We're hitting it with the bang with the poolside social and a cocktail hour. By the fire, being grown and sexy. Next is day two, and we have a morning workout at 8 a.m., a workout with Coach V. And then at 9, we're having yoga and guided meditation on the rooftop of it's the Radisson Blue. And then at 10 a.m. on Friday the 2nd, we're having the first workshop with Coach V. Actually, with all of us. It's a panel on self-care looks good on you, sis. So that's with Coach V, Sharika House, Catrice Brooks, MD, and Dr. Anitra LaBranche. So that's the very first workshop, and we're going to introduce ourselves to you and the whole vibe. At 11, we're having the second workshop with Coach V, and that's her Move, 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 inspired by Beyonce. Fitness as a lifestyle and self care strategy. I'm super excited for it. Coach V always has all the pearls. Like, oh my, like, really, like every time you do a challenge, I'm like, girl, this is real good. I don't know if they know what they're getting. They're getting some real, like, evidence based material up in here that really works. Again,
Yeah.
not fluff, like real real stuff by, experts in the field who are really doing the work, who are doing the work with people who pay them to do the work. Okay. And at 12, we're having group lunch, tacos and tequila. At 3, we're having our neon pool party. Super excited. Neon looks great on black skin. So I'm going to
Mhm.
be there. At 6, we're having hors d'oeuvres and more networking and new connections. I'm super excited to meet everybody and to just, again, be in the space where magic happens everywhere. And at 8, we're having our live, laugh, and learn pajama game night. We've put a lot of thought into this as well. We put thought into if we're going to talk about any topics, what's really going to unfold at this, is it networking? I mean, again, everything was very, very specific and strategized. So I want you guys to know that. Next, day 3, I can go through it. I don't know if somebody else wants to go through it, so I'm not chatting.
I can go through it.
Perfect.
I know it's hard to talk the whole time.
No, that's good.
So day 3, and again, guys, you see just workouts at 8 a.m. and then you see another workout at 9. That's because we don't want people to feel like they got to come bang, bang, bang. A lot of my workouts are jumping around, high intensity. So we wanted to offer different options. So at 8 a.m., and we'll be able to give you more information about what the specific workouts are. You might not want to get up that early. You might want to make the 9 o'clock more gentle stretch and yoga and meditation, or do both. So we start every day with a workout, some type of workout, and something for stretching and meditation. Day 3, Catrice's workshop is up at 10. Live Your Best Life, the guide. And at 11, Sharika's decluttering workshop happens. So back-to-back workshops. Again, come to both, one or the other. It's up to you. We break, free time, group lunches, naps, whatever you want to do. We might have a masseuse available. Stay tuned for that. 4 p.m., Anitra's workshop starts on day 3, and that's the strip workshop she was talking about. Again, after that workshop, we might be a little lit. We're going to feel like we just did a release. We're going to take a little break. And then our manifest and release walk is that evening on the river, because our hotel is actually on the river, a couple of blocks away. So we're going to do a very cool event where it's all about manifesting what you want and releasing what's there in the way. And these workshops prep you for that event. And it's just going to be the
Yes.
physical release of something. We're throwing it in the river. So the
cannot wait.
expectation is that you don't go back and get it after you toss it. Okay. Then, since we're already on the river, we're going to do dinner. You'll notice in the itinerary, some things are included, some things involve cocktails, snacks, hors d'oeuvres, and some things it's kind of up to you. Now, the river has a lot of restaurants. We're going to kind of disperse and go wherever with whoever at that point. But we'll give you a main place if you want to be with the host, always. And then, yeah, if y'all want a club, I don't know who's going to make it to the club at that point. We're going to pick a club to continue networking. And that's Saturday night. So that's the longest day of the retreat, a lot going on. We're going to wake up Sunday and start with spirituality, a little movement. I don't know who knows that Sharika is the pastor's wife, the preacher's wife on the call, but her and Anitra are going to be co-hosting that for us. So we got a little movement and spirituality. And we're actually going to check out and put our bags to the side. They have a little space. And we're going to brunch. So from that point, you're checked out of the hotel. You're free to brunch on site and do whatever else. But that is the weekend. And this itinerary, as well as the information packet, is on our website for you to peruse through. There's actually links to other activities you can do that just happen to be nearby. There's a map to show you how close. It has the links to the website for pricing. So we really, like Catrice said, thought about this itinerary and gave you like a full menu of what a wellness retreat would offer. I really have not seen this done to this capacity anywhere, and definitely not for this price. So
100%. Me either. I paid a lot more for a lot less. And I'm super excited. This is, for all of us, a passion project. It's all something that we're doing because, we love what we do. We're so passionate about what we do and sharing it with everybody. So this is, it's litty. Like I can't wait. Right. Like
yeah,
to
I'm
get
excited.
that. Yeah. Like this is dope. Like I'm super excited. And to be in downtown Shy, summertime Shy.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh,
which
amazing.
was not easy. It was not easy for us to get
Yeah,
one of the best hotels to agree to work with us.
In
We've
the
never
middle.
done this before. It's our first one,
yeah.
but we got it done, and we're planning something great for the people that are actually going to be able to experience it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is August 10th through the 13th. You should register immediately. I think I actually have a screen for this, but everybody should register immediately. There is the hotel, the Radisson Blue, that you can stay at, or you can come to the retreat without staying at the hotel. But if you are going to stay at the hotel and do the retreat, I think the registration ends on the 20th, right, V?
Yes, yes, we
But
pushed
I
it
think
back.
that but I think that we have this deal going on, so where we take $100 off the price, so then it's just $499 for the the day, the actual retreat itself. The hotel is not included in that, but those 4 days that we talked about, where we're doing this, we're doing the two pool parties, all the lectures, all the networking, the
Yeah.
lunches, the magic everywhere. That's under the price of the 499. And I think if you book by the end of June, then you get that price. I don't know when the price changes. Check the website, right? Check the website for the
Yeah.
specifics.
It
Um,
was July 14th.
mhm.
Now it's July 20th. And it's important to note this is actually one of the most frequently asked questions. You
Okay.
don't have to pay for the hotel
Very important.
until you get
Very
there.
important.
You have to
Yes.
pay for the retreat to register and for
Yes.
us to be able to plan your welcome bag, plan your experience, and make sure we have everything for you. We need your t-shirt size. We need all of that. We need to know allergies. So
For sure.
you need to book the room before the deadline because the block and the discount, it's a heavily discounted price for the hotel. So you gotta book your room. Just book it, okay? You don't have to pay until you get there. And then
Absolutely.
the retreat registration is separate. Now, if you're one of those people who money long and you say, hey, I just want to pay one thing, we got that option. We have an option for you to pay one lump sum for the hotel and the retreat. We have an option for you to book your room with roommates. It ain't our business who in your room. We have a Facebook event page for you to meet people if you need a roommate. We have installment plans. We really thought this out and thought, how can we make this the most available to everyone who might need it? So you can do a payment plan, you can pay all at once, but we need y'all to book y'all rooms because it's only so many in the room block. And if we need to
Absolutely.
negotiate some more, we need to know. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So book now. So you don't forget it. Put it in your calendar now. Book it now. It's going to be amazing. You don't want to miss it. So yeah. So immediately I put in the comments the website. If you go to Valentia's website at Red Alert, there's a link. If you go to my website, quench.clinic, there's a drop down menu for the Ultimate Me Weekend, which will link to Valentia's Red Alert website. If you type in the Ultimate Me Weekend Chicago, it will come up in Google. So book now, book immediately so that it's set. Ask for those days off. It's 30, you have a little more than 30 days. So you got to request that Friday and Thursday, or, an early day on Thursday, and request Friday off. I think it's really important to come to the whole thing. You don't have to, again, you're picking your own course, but it is also thought through from beginning to end. We've laid out the events in a certain way. So I would recommend doing the whole thing for the whole experience. But again, you want to book now. Okay. So then I'll go around and ask everyone, what's the best way for people to get and stay in contact with you. This has been amazing, kind of long, but good. It's lots of good info. So Miss Sharika House, what's the best way for people to
Yes.
reach you and follow you in your movement?
Absolutely. So I am new to Instagram and I love it. And so
Yes.
definitely it is so easy to utilize. And so I am on there as She Ignites _counseling. So you can find me there. And I also have a website at www.sheignites.com. So either or works for me. If you need to reach out and have questions, need more information, feel free to reach me at any time.
Awesome. All right, V, you're next because you're right next to her.
Yeah, I'm at Red Alert Fitness everywhere. I don't know who the imposter is on Instagram that made me
You
have
have
to
an
add that
imposter?
underscore.
Oh,
Yeah, it's somebody else's Red Alert Fitness, so I got an underscore under mine. I
You're
don't
not
know who
popping if
that
you ain't
is.
got haters, right? You ain't popping if you ain't got haters. So
Yes, but everywhere. I'm not on TikTok, y'all. I'm about to tap on 40. I just ain't did it yet. I'm gonna
I
try
love
it one day.
it.
But Facebook, Red Alert Fitness, Instagram, Red Alert Fitness. If you're looking for our website, it's Red Alert Fitness Community, because that's what we are, .com.
Awesome. Very, very good. And Dr. Anitra?
Yeah, at the Inferno Bar on Instagram and Facebook is the Inferno a bar and dance studio. So Facebook, you still type in the Inferno, BARRE, and Instagram at the Inferno Bar. And our website is theinfernobaranddance.com.
Awesome, awesome. And I
And you
think
can
we've
find the link to the retreat on there also.
perfect. I think we've linked to each other. So if you find one of us, you should be able to find the rest of us.
Yep.
And again, Google and you will find it. So I want you guys to do that tonight. Do this as soon as you hang up and share this with somebody that you know is going to help them. If you know somebody that's near the Chicagoland area who can come to the retreat, or I have friends who are traveling to come to the retreat, because again, you're going to be summertime shy in a beautiful hotel. So if you know other professional women who are often unicorns in their field and they need to connect and relax, release, restore, and recharge, then share this with them. Okay. Hashtag replay and share for me, and see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the Be Better Show. It was amazing. I had a great time. The time flew by.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Thanks, Tree.
Yeah.
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank
Bye,
you. Thank
ladies.
you.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
ladies. Good night, y'all.
Bye.
Good night. Good night.
And so this episode is in loving memory of my best friend, Dr. Zoe Stallings. This weekend, I'm going to be traveling to her funeral. She is one of the best people that I know. The idea for retreats was placed in me by her. We would research sacred places in the U.S. to go or to hold and host a retreat. I always talk about top fives. Dr. Zoe was certainly a part of my top five, and she will certainly be but be there in spirit. So thank you. All right, everybody.
Rest
Have a
in
great
peace,
week.
Zoe.
I know. That was a lot, but I just wanted to honor my friend. Thank you,
Yes,
guys.
absolutely.
Now, I'm hugging you.
I know. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the energy, and let's put out good thoughts and good vibes for her and her family. Prayers for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. All right. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.